So now that we've got our quads stretched out, we're going to work our way to the ground, and we're going to start working on our hips. The hips, being flexible and mobile, are going to be the determining factor for how mobile you stay and maintain your posture and health throughout your life. So the hips are the most important thing to keep flexible, and they're the most neglected. Every step you take, you're creating tension in your hip flexors. So think of all that tension building up over a lifetime and not alleviating it. That's why people end up getting back issues. It's actually hip issues. So keep your hips loose and your back issues are going to start to decrease as well. So this stretch that we're going to go into is the deep lunging stretch. You're going to start out with one leg in front of the other, one knee on the ground, and I'm going to place my right hand, or the hand that the leg is out, on the foot, right next to the foot. And I like to stretch out my fingers here as well. So I'll push down like this and get a finger stretch while I'm getting a hip stretch. But I'm pushing this leg out, this knee out with my elbow, and I'm driving this hip into the ground as much as possible, and I'm always maintaining this glute being engaged. So it's engaging this glute, basically flexing your butt cheek, driving this hip into the ground, pushing this knee out with the elbow, and keeping a big chest at all times. And if you want to increase the range of flexibility, all you do is kick your toes back, or you can just lift your knee up until it lifts right off the ground, which puts more gravitational pressure on your hip, and you just keep your chest big, push down with that knee, drive that hip into the ground, keep your glute engaged, and push this knee out with this elbow. And once again, we're holding each stretch for 2 minutes, and immediately after this stretch, before going into the next leg, we're going to do a hamstring stretch from this position. So once this is done, slowly pull back so that we don't aggravate our hip and put too much blood right back into it, because it's still tight from the tension that we just created. And then you can just take a deep breath here, flex your lower back, just stretch, and then we're coming right over our quad, or right over our leg with our chest, not with our body. So from right here, we're going to get 2 minutes of a hamstring stretch, just flexing this quad. So if you're going to stretch your hamstring, you flex your quad. If you're going to stretch your quad, you flex your hamstring, because it's pulling all the blood from one side of the leg to the other, and it's holding it here. So it's going to stretch this out. You want to pull your toes back, keep your heel on the ground, pull your toes back as much as possible, engage this quad, and the deeper you want to go into the stretch, just lean forward with your chest. Keep everything square and just breathe. Focus on your breathing throughout your entire routine. Slow your breathing down and just listen to your breathing. If you're only listening to your breathing pattern, the time's going to go by much faster. You won't notice that it's a minute and a half into your stretch if you're just focusing on your breathing. And it keeps your mind from wandering off and spending energy thinking about other things. So we're here, we're breathing, 2 minutes, and we'll move on to the next stretch.